Hey partners, let's cut right to the chase. When you're on site, you need answers and you need them fast. Well, this is your guide to solving the most common JAKA technical issues, designed to get you from problem to solution as quickly as possible.
So, picture this. You're on the factory floor. The robot's not doing what it's supposed to, and everyone's looking at you. The clock is ticking. What's your first move? Guessing is just not gonna cut it. You need a system.
And that's exactly what we're gonna give you. For every single problem we cover, we're gonna use a simple but really powerful 3-step framework. The fast check to figure out what's likely wrong. The fix to actually solve it. And the evidence, which is what you'll need to grab if you have to call for backup. We'll start by locking in that framework. Then we're gonna apply it to the stuff you see all the time in the field. Network headaches, software upgrades, power faults, and even how to get ready for a PLC integration. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, let's talk about this framework. This is more than just a list of steps, It's really about building a solid, systematic mindset for troubleshooting. Look, the whole point here is to make your life easier. When you follow this method, you stop guessing and you start diagnosing. You solve problems way faster. And hey, if you do get stuck and need to escalate, you've already got all the right logs and screenshots. It turns a potentially long support call into a really short, precise one. First up, let's tackle the one you're gonna run into more than any other. I can't connect to the controller. This is pretty much ground zero for almost any service call. Honestly, this slide right here, understanding this solves probably 90% of connection problems. There are 2 different network ports, and they are not the same. LAN 1, which is also called P10, that's your dedicated service port. It has a static, unchanging IP, 10.5.5.100. It's only for connecting your PC directly. LAN 2 is for everything else, the plant network, PLCs, cameras, you name it. Its IP address is either going to be automatic from the network or a specific one the customer set up. And here it is. This is your best friend in the field. That P10 service port is right there on the front panel of the control cabinet. It's your reliable, direct way in for any diagnostics. Do not confuse it with the ports on the bottom.
So how do you actually talk to that service port? You've got to set up your own PC, just open up your network settings and punch in these exact numbers. Set your IP address to 10.5.5.101, subnet mask to 255.255.255.0, and just leave the gateway blank. That's it. It really is that simple.
Okay, so what if you've set your IP, you try to ping 10.5.5.100 and nothing? Here's your fast check. Number 1, are you absolutely positive you're plugged into P10 and not LAN 2? Do you see a little green link light? Could your company's VPN or firewall be blocking it? And just double check, is your PC still stuck on some old IP address? I promise you, it's almost always one of these 4 things. And what if you need to know the IP for the plant network on LAN 2? Super easy. Just follow this workflow. First step, always connect to the service port, LAN 1. From there, you can just go into the robot settings and read what the configuration is for LAN 2. It'll tell you right there if it's getting an IP automatically or if it has a specific static IP you need to use. All right, let's switch gears and move on to the next big category, software problems. From apps crashing to upgrades going sideways, having a system is absolutely key. Okay, if there is one thing you burn into your memory from this whole guide, it's this slide right here. The upgrade order is not a suggestion. It is critical. You have to do it in this exact sequence. Controller first, then the APP, then the SCB or safety board, and finally the servo drives. Get this order right, and you'll avoid a world of pain. So you might see web page on that upgrade list and get a little confused. No, it's not a website on the internet. In the JAKA world, web page just means a web-based interface that runs on the controller itself for some functions. The key takeaway is simple. Its version always has to match the controller's software. Before you even think about hitting that upgrade button, just run through this quick mental checklist. Did you back up all the programs? Did you export the logs before you started, just in case? Are you 100% sure you've got the right firmware for this exact robot model? And is the power stable? You really don't want the power to flicker in the middle of an upgrade.
Oh, you are definitely going to see this one. An operator calls you over. They're trying to load a program, and they get an error message that says it was saved with a higher version. So what's the fix?
Well, the fix is actually really straightforward. The program file is locked to the software version that created it. All you have to do is upgrade the robot's APP and system software to a version that's either the same as or newer than the one that saved that program. Problem solved. Okay, you ready for a real pro tip?
This is a good one. Let's say the app is crashing or just acting weird. Support is going to ask for the app log. But how do you get it? Well, there's a little hidden trick to unlock a debug mode that gives you access. And here's the secret handshake. Go to the About page in the app, the one with all the version info. Now tap fast on the app version number, like 10 times. Then tap the JAKA logo just once. That's it. It unlocks a new log menu on the main screen. Now you can get those detailed app logs that are so crucial for troubleshooting. All right, let's talk about the one that can make your heart stop for a second. The controller is dead. It just won't turn on, won't boot up. Where do you possibly start? The very first thing you need to do is figure out if you're chasing a software problem or a hardware problem. Did this happen right after an upgrade? If so, it's almost certainly software. You know, the wrong firmware package or a corrupted file. The fix is to reflash it the right way. If it just failed out of the blue, then you're probably looking at hardware, a bad SSD, a power supply issue. In that case, your job is to collect the evidence and escalate. Okay, what about this one? The controller's on, everything seems fine, but the robot itself just will not enable. This isn't a power problem, it's a conditions problem. So run down this list. First, check the payload settings. You'd be surprised how often an incorrect payload is the culprit. Next, check your safety systems. Is an e-stop button pushed in somewhere? Is a light curtain tripped? And finally, are there any active alarms? Clear those out before you try to enable it again. Okay, let's just touch on something a little more proactive. Setting yourself up for success before you start a PLC integration. I'm telling you, a few minutes of prep here can save you hours of headaches down the road. Before you touch a single wire, you absolutely need to know the answers to these questions. What is the exact brand and model of the PLC they're using? And maybe even more important, what communication protocol are they planning to use? Is it Modbus TCP, Profinet, Ethernet/IP? Getting this information up front is just non-negotiable if you want a smooth integration. Wow, okay, we have covered a ton of ground here, right? From networks to software to hardware. Let's just boil it all down to the absolute must-remember essentials. Remember that framework: fast, check, fix, and evidence. Always start with the simple stuff. Remember that your service port, LAN 1 at 10.5.5.100, is your secret weapon. That software upgrade order, controller, APP, SCB, servo, is critical. And finally, always collect evidence. Good data leads to fast solutions.